Hi everyone, this is the 1981 300 SD. Just going to do a quick cold start video for you. Everything is dead cold. And usually by the time that the tachometer sweeps, the glow plug light has gone off and it'll be ready to start up. And it runs nice and smooth. Well, typical W126 clatter, but nice and smooth.
Hey everyone, welcome to the driving portion of the video. We're gonna just kind of cruise around and I will explain what I hear, feel, see, and smell with this very nice 126. So this is a 1981 300 SD in light ivory over palomino, my favorite color combinations. And this car is 95% original paint. I'll point out in the walk around video what panel is not original paint, but I've paint metered it and it meters as original. So this is a one owner car, or at least it was until we acquired it. And local Atlanta car, lived down in Chamblee, Dunwoody its entire life. It's been dealer maintained and maintained by Mercedes independent specialty shops its entire life. It's got a really cool story. We've been kind of hunting. My brother's sitting next to me. He's a Mercedes technician, and we both kind of went through this car and restored it. But yeah, we've been hunting this car for a few years from the original owners, and we finally acquired it. Been driving it, restoring it for the past couple years, really enjoying it. We've both daily driven it to and from our jobs, which are 60-mile commutes each day. And yeah, it's summertime right now in Atlanta. It's about 91 degrees and 78% humidity outside. Windows are all closed. AC's blowing nice and cold. So it's a it was a well-kept example before we got our hands on it. Then we kind of elevated it, as we do with our cars. And try to make it as OEM and as new as possible. So we've gone through the full suspension. The only modifications on this car are H&R lowering springs, and then my brother did a few emissions related stuff. Can you explain what you did?
Yeah, so we did a EGR delete, which just keeps the intake manifold nice and clean and doesn't recirculate any of the exhaust gases, and it tends to get kind of gunky up in there. While the intake manifold was off, everything was resealed, cleaned out, so it breathes nice and freely now. The ALDA has also been deleted, and again that is just giving you full boost pressure and full fuel from the injection pump, so just a little bit more power. Again, this doesn't affect drivability, just makes it just that little bit better.
So if you go to my profile and see, I had a midnight blue on palomino, an 83 300 SD for sale last year at some point. I mean, I'm a 126 nut, and I had this car also at the same time as I had the blue car, and this car feels so much quicker than my blue one. My blue one was a spectacular example. I'm not sure if it was the way this car was driven early in its life, where the engine just was bedded in better. I've heard OM617As like to be driven hard early in their life and break in, and the engines perform way better that way. I've heard that from a few old heads that work on these cars. I don't know if that's what happened, or if just I got better or more regular oil changes. I really don't know, but this car is quick for what it is. No creaks, no rattles. You hear a little bit of the MB Tech squeaking off of itself, so that's, you know, obviously typical. The suspension's been completely gone through. When I mean completely, I mean utterly and psychopathically gone through. You'll see all the records and everything in the build diary that we have. The car tracks straight. road's got a crown that's recently paved, so forgive us, but it does track very straight. Instrument cluster has been redone. That always wakes up the interior. These always, you know, the dials and needles, they get like a yellowy green and kind of ugly, and then you'll get a white dot disease. That's all been taken care of here. All the gauges work. God, there's kind of a lot that was done with this. I'll try to point a lot out in the walk around. But you know, the paint's been polished. It's been coated with a graphite and ceramic coat. I'm telling you, the car, it drives really, really well. So many of these cars have just tons of deferred maintenance, and this car has been completely gone through. And you'll see by what I mean by that in the records. All the Zebrano is in nice shape as well. There's, you know, there's a little hairline crack right here, but no, it's really well taken care of. The dash has, I was gonna say no cracks, but there's a tiny one right there where they all kind of do it. It's about ½ an inch long. But yeah, we're going 60 miles an hour right now. I step in it. The car's quick. We've had it up to 110 miles an hour before, and it just tracks dead straight until, you know, it runs out of gearing. Yeah, we'll turn around up here. We'll get some opposite lock in there. You can hear the power steering. It's nice and quiet, and see the turning radius of a 126. These cars were developed with Europe in mind, obviously, so turning radiuses are obscenely tight. And the 14-inch wheels help a lot. I'll turn around right here. Try not to hit the puddle. That was full opposite lock.
And the transmission valve body has also been gone through and modified with the Precision International shift kit. So it does have first gear start, which does help with getting off the line of this vehicle.
I didn't know, that's cool. And we also rebuilt the transmission. So it's been completely gone through. We had a seminar, it was basically a seminar by our uncle, who is a master Mercedes technician who's been working on these cars and this specific car since the 80s. He's been maintaining this car. That's kind of where we heard about the car from, was through him. The family just didn't need it anymore, so that's why we took it under our wing and made it perfect. All the shifter bushings are tight. All those have been redone. I hit a couple bumps here. Suspension doesn't care. Do a little bit of kick down. Really steep grade hill, pulls up nicely. And I mean, we've daily driven this car in winter and in the middle of summer during Atlanta rush hour. The cooling system is robust, it never overheats. It's also been gone through, water pump, thermostat, coolant, got the correct coolant in here. Everything's been touched. I mean, these cars really aren't worth a lot, but they're worth a lot to people like us. And we put a lot of money and time and effort into making these cars really nice. They're very important to us. My brother and I, we grew up in the back of a 560 SEL. Our dad had 560 SEC coupes. We just really like W126s. And I think having a steward that has an emotional attachment to these cars is very important. Especially us, we're young Mercedes enthusiasts. We know how good ones drive. We have, you know, all the knowledge and know-how and tools on how to restore these cars. So there's a driving video. We're gonna go to the walk around right now and see you there shortly. Okay, now that we finished the driving portion of the video, we're gonna do walk around. So we'll just start at the front of the car and work our way to the back. So as you can tell from the reflection, the light ivory paint is in really good shape, and this is original. All the body lines are straight. There's no weird gaps. This car's never been in an accident. It's had a couple couple of bangs, I'll point it out though. But it's one of the nicest original cars out there, I think. So I should say all the metal paintwork is original. We did repaint the bumpers into the OEM color with the OEM texture, and you know, it's the nice satin, the satin brown. You know, these get really tired over time, and I think it looks a lot better now. But all the metal work's original. You get the Palomino pinstripe. This is really the worst part of the car. Metal's a little crunkled there, but I didn't want to repair that because the paint's original, and I'm afraid of PDR damaging the paint there. So that's where we left that. Headlights have been taken apart and polished, and we've coated all of the surrounds here. The bright work's in excellent shape. The grill's really nice too. None of these are, you got a couple little dents there, but that's it. So we got Michelin Defenders on all four corners. They drive smoothly, quietly. They're balanced really nicely. Again, you can see the body lines are really perfect. All the bright work is in superb shape as well. There's like no oxidation on any of it really. Door handles also very nice. You'll have some chips here, but again, originality is king with these cars. You see the body panel lines all line up and match. There's no rust on this car whatsoever. All the plating's on the bolts from the factory. Have the original Hirschman antenna, which has been rebuilt, taken apart, greased. We put a few new gears in there and it works perfectly. Quarter panel's in really nice shape. All original factory glass from Mercedes-Benz. Trunk lid's in nice shape. Again, you can see the reflection of the light ivory. And we took a toothbrush and Q-tips and we cleaned and polished all around here. That's just kind of who we are. Some stuff in the trunk, my camera equipment, but trunk's in nice shape. This has been replaced. That's new. This doesn't rattle. You still have the double-sided foam in there that keeps those from rattling. So when you shut the trunk, it's perfect. But yeah, there's no rust here. Water likes to accumulate. A lot of people keep dirt, unintentionally dirt, in those corners, and that collects water, and then you get those rusting out. So none of that's happened. This is a garage kept car as well. So this is the only panel that's been repainted. This one right here. I guess they taped it off here and repainted it. The color, it's a little lighter and it has a little bit of a different shade or like texture, but that's it. The roof is really nice too. There's your sunroof. Sunroof operates perfectly. Tracks have been greased with the correct Mercedes-Benz grease as well. These are nice, still supple on both sides, no cracks. The vacuum door locks work too. Evan, did you fix that, or was that?
That was actually still working.
That was still
one
working.
thing that we did not have to address.
That's cool. So let's see. The car's been sitting for a couple minutes. Have you seen? You can hear the actuator in the trunk also locking too. So that's cool. A lot of people don't take care of their vacuum locks. All right, that's pretty much the exterior. We'll go to the interior now. So you can see the wood's in nice shape. The car smells very factory original. It just kind of smells like early Palomino MB-Tex. It's really good. There's no cigarette, there's no water, no animal. There's the dash, and there's a little split right there. There's an instrument cluster. We took that out and rebuilt that ourselves. That's new. We've replaced that because I don't remember why we replaced that. Maybe because it looked ugly. Oh, I think all the lettering was worn off. So we put a new one in there. These are new old stock floor mats. This is where your vacuum elements go through. Floor pan's in nice shape. You can see the original sound deadening there as well. Yeah, so those are not reproduction floor mats. Door shuts are perfect. All of these are new. They're all greased. The back seat's in superb shape. I don't think anyone really sat back there. And usually these ribs get damaged and these flatten out, kind of like the front seat bottom, but these are in perfect shape. 81, they started using treated horsehair padding, so they didn't deteriorate like the earlier cars. Again, more OEM, new old stock floor mats. Those originals underneath. On either side. We've taken these out, rebuilt these on both sides. It's the little things. There's you know what? I had these seats out and repainted these brackets that go back there. That's the stuff. Really, if you do a deep dive repair on something, you'll see our handiwork, but most of it you will never see. We'll go to the other side. Here's your lights. They're very nice. No cracks. And got the grooves there, which everyone who's watching this video knows what those are for, so I'm not gonna repeat rhetoric. Still have the original diesel sticker there. Again, really clean, bright work. I mean, even that still has the cadmium plating on it. Evan, want to pop the hood? We'll go in the engine bay. That's where a lot of the work was done. I'm gonna have you open it up since I have no hands. Thank you. Cool. Well, this is where the bulk of the money was spent. A lot in the engine bay and a lot underneath. Some stuff you won't see, but you will feel. So no expansion tank. Did you replace this? Or was that original?
Original hose.
Original hose, okay. I mean, you can see we're still using the original fittings as well. I mean, even down to that, still cadmium plated. All original bolts. We have new struts front and back. Bilstein B4s. I do like the original sticker for the R12 system. That means this is original paint. You have all of that is all original. You just see the quality of the light ivory on here. New, it's a Nissan's radiator, or is it, you remember?
This one was a Nissan's.
It's a Nissan's radiator. I think it's the only one you can find for these. I don't know if Bear makes them anymore.
No, I don't believe they do.
Okay. Well, again, seeing all this is nice. All the bolts have been unturned for the quarter panels. I'll show this over here. Engine base is free of burning oil smell, a rarity. I mean, we did even strip this and repainted it, the factory finish. You have new breather hoses, still retaining all the factory clamps. Then there's a Doomsday diesel modification.
Yep, so that's your EGR block off right there.
Let's see, what else can we show? All the vacuum elements, we've kind of gone through those, made sure all the connections are new and everything holds vacuum. So you can see all the new vacuum pieces. And then there's some nice condensation from the completely reworked R134 AC system. And all the injectors are leak-free. We replaced these return lines too. You can see all the cadmium plating on everything. New fuel filter, and I think I did a valve cover gasket on this, and I took this off and I gave it a nice polish to the original satin finish, and I did put a coating on it to kind of protect it, since those get kind of white and fuzzy after a time.
A valve adjustment was also performed, but the valve cover was off.
Yeah, that's right, you did do that. So this is the tachometer amp, and this has been, there's a guy on eBay, I think he sells these, and It wasn't operating before, but we put a rebuilt unit in it. So you'll have the tack. Yeah, I think it's the tack. You'll see it'll do a sweep, the needle, and then it works just as normally. But again, you can see there's no weird cutting, no weird welds. This is new. It's a glow plug relay. Got new dryer. All the O-rings have been replaced with R134 fittings. Pressure switches.
Expansion valve, AC
Expansion.
compressor, low side fit, hose.
Yep, you can see all that there. Expansion valve was a pain in the butt to do. That's underneath the dash above your knees where you sit. Kind of hard getting those 4 lines in. Got new brake fluid in here, new brake master cylinder. Again, vacuum elements as well. It's kind of been gone through. Hood pad, we didn't do that. That was actually nice when we got the car. Anything else while we're under here?
All your V-belts have been replaced using correct weight oil, liquid moly oil. Pretty much just a lot of resealing.
Yeah, all these linkages have been greased. I did replace that bushing back there for the throttle. Yeah, a lot was done. New transmission fluid, obviously, since it's been serviced. Man, I mean, we're forgetting stuff. There's so much that we did to this car. We had, what would you say, a couple hundred hours in this thing?
Easily.
So there's our 1981 300 SD. It's a really nice car and maintained. It was maintained really well before we got it, and then it kind of sat around in the garage for a little bit. But we kind of brought it back to life and made it roadworthy again. Like, really roadworthy. You can, whoever buys this, you can daily drive this, take it across country. A lot of people say that on auction sites, but we really do mean it. So, and we've kind of put it through the test. We've put a couple thousand miles, or I don't know, probably like 5,000 or 6,000 miles on it, enjoying it over the past 2.5 or 3 years we've had it. But no, we've had a good time with it, and we want to find a new steward for it. Thanks for watching.